about the inner vision, okay? And with that, I'm going to read something from one of my favorite herbalist. He's not alive today, but I love the work and just the legacy he has left behind with all the work he has done. But he spent a lot of time on this inner outer vision concept, and our inner vision is how we see life. How do we view life? Are we liking what we're looking at? Are we liking what we're seeing about ourselves? I mean, think of the words we even use, and we use that word sight, eyesight a lot. And I want to say, don't ever take it for granted. You know, being thankful as we pray and put energy over our food every day. Two things that I feel so grateful for are my feet. Okay, they carry us through. We're walking every day with them, to have love and appreciation for that. And our eyes, okay, and there are some people who don't have eyesight, but they have even sharper senses that work with them. And so how we see things, how we feel about ourselves. I had the opportunity to reflect on this a little more when I, in 2016, had a brain injury from a fall, and my eyes were so sensitive to light. I just hurt my brain so badly. So I felt better maneuvering in the dark, and I felt a lot better maneuvering in the dark. And that was so interesting. It cooled my brain down as soon as things were dark. there was so much inflammation in the brain, but I got to have an appreciation. What could it be like to, live in the dark? Even though it could be dark, I still had light in me. So there's so many symbolisms that go along with the iris. And I want to read Andrea Mortez. Oh my gosh. I just want to read a few sentences that he says it better than I probably would be able to repeat it back. Limited eyesight may not only be related to resisting to deal with certain pressing issues or problems, but also with wanting to see too much or being impatient in life. In all cases, the result is strain in our eye muscle, which inhibits both nourishment of new eye cells and the removal of dead cells and metabolic waste products from the eyes. The accumulation of metabolic waste and cell debris in and around the eyes are among the leading physical causes of eye problems. This congestion results in rigidity, stiffness, and aches in the eye muscle. The eye may also become hypersensitive to sunlight, causing excessive straining, even headaches, and it can become a dry eye, or there's a thing and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, leading to infections, and in some cases, eyes become watery, causing blurred vision. So this idea of eye strain, even intention, I don't know what it is. As soon as I walk in the door, I go home, my glasses are off. It's rare. It's so rare I even use my glasses at home at all. Times that I have to, I might need to focus in a little more on things, or I know for sure when I feel more tension and I feel more stress, I can tell my vision's off. I could tell a difference than relaxing. So keep in mind, we're going to cover actually a bit of material here But back to vision, eyes, you want to have the kidneys and the liver have a direct connection to all the facets of our eyes functioning properly in the health state of our eye. And as he mentioned about, this is so interesting, about the metabolic waste products, okay, that can be in the fluid of our iris and behind the eyeball. And so, so detoxification, I go back to that, how important is to bring the body, and we're going to talk about that, the good nutrients that are essential for the eyesight, as well as you have to detoxify toxins, okay? Even if it's parasites, heavy metals, whatever it is, poor digestion, it affects the eyes. Throughout the years of working with people in detoxifying, it's amazing the stuff that would come out the eyes, just the phlegm, the fluid, because you're clearing out the brain. It's so, look how close the iris is to the brain. It's so close. So in this whole, oh my gosh, computer, it's just the most amazing computer that to take care of our eyesight from the inside out, the outside in is just so vital. So that's why sometimes when people become blood sugar imbalance, or diabetes, high blood pressure, it affects the eyes. It affects their eyesight. So let's go. I just want to pull up that chart, a Iridology chart, real quick. And this fascinates me always, to see how much in our iris, the colored part of the eye, the white part is called the sclera. That's where you can read more about the quality of the blood in the blood. But all the organs, there's markings on our in our iris that indicates how well we're digesting, how well we're absorbing, what's the condition of the liver, the gallbladder, the urinary tract. It's so significant. Oh my goodness. So the intelligence that is behind our creation is so honorable. That's all I could say. I have so much honor and respect for that. So here, let's talk about different eye conditions that people may experience. And what you'll see with some of these conditions will be also affirmations as well. And then I will go into a little bit more detail, because I want to talk about just a little bit more about the floaters, and then also, let's see, we do have information. I'll go through a little bit more on macular degeneration. So here's some different let's go back to that. Let's go from the bottom up. So eyelids. So you see where it could be flaky, it could be protruding, it could be red, feeling inadequate or unworthy, unable to say what you feel. This is studying your body parts. Protruding could be resenting change, do not want to voice what you feel, how you feel. Eyeballs that really, really protrude usually have thyroid imbalances. Okay, have you ever seen somebody's eyeballs that stick out more than normal? They're usually thyroid imbalances. So, and red eyes can also be not speaking truth of what you see. feeling resentment because of this. Okay, and it could be one eye, doesn't have to be both eyes. And then you look at which side of the body it is. The right side is more male, the left is more female. The right side has to do with more future, the left side has to do with past. So to reflect on that. Also, when the eyes could be red, there could be irritation. There could be a particular allergy. And communicate to your body, just communicate to your body. Okay, ask it, what's going on? What do you need? Journal about it. I mean, this is an intimate relationship with our eyes to really, really take care of. Nearsightedness, fear of the future. And then there are affirmations in here. And if some of you find after the class, there are certain, some slides you want, but it'll be up on YouTube as well. But nearsightedness, which is I accept divine guidance and I am always safe. Farsightedness, hard to see things close up, right? Fear of the present, not wanting to see things close up. And this is just to become more mindful of, does this relate to you or not? What are some things that you could say or do that could improve the health condition of your eyesight? I am safe in the here and the now. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Watery eyes, unable to express an inner grief, unable to say what you would like to say. Did you ever have your eyes just water? Just water, and the water comes down? I have. And a lot of times, I would find there's something else emotionally going on that I just need to communicate and I need to say. Macular degeneration. So, and they call it AMD, which it's referred to, the name is age-related. But you know what? We're seeing this in all ages today. It's not just generally 60 or plus, it's all ages. 15 million people a year, Americans a year, are diagnosed with this, have this, and it's one of the leading causes of blindness. Please do not let that scare you. There is so much that can be done with slowing down this condition as well as reversing it. And it takes being committed, and I want to say have to be really serious on working with this on a daily basis, on what supplements a person needs and what they need to detoxify. And this is really with a lot of these conditions. Sometimes the eyes are itching, feel you're not doing what is best for you. That's fascinating. It could be just an allergy, but also, again, we're looking at, if you eliminate the allergy, whatever is causing it, and you still have really itchy eyes, there's another irritation going on. Glaucoma, stony unforgiveness. I have found this to be so consistent with glaucoma. So we want to look at, and this is the beautiful part of holistic health and well-being, and owning your own body, owning your own mind. And like, wouldn't you rather know what are some of the paradigms and feelings and thoughts that are going on, and not judge it, but just pull it up for yourself? And does this relate to me? Maybe you want to study a little more about that. It's just opportunity to make changes and come up with new solutions. If you want something, if you don't want to make any changes at all, then I don't think you'd be on this call, but being that you're on this call is you're open to wanting things to be different and to take care of your health and your body. Dry eyes, unable to express grief, feelings turned off, incorrect perceptions from early years, keeping tears from flowing. Dry eye is a real common symptom. We can use, there are natural eye drops, and the company BioTrue has natural eye drops. So that would be, there are a lot of people need eye drops, but that company offers some natural formulas for eye drops. Crossed eyes, not wanting to see what's out there. Crossed purposes. Another thing that I've heard with people, and I've seen this with cross-eyed, is they also have a gift to see things and to see things really clearly in ways we might not. So, you know, there's an upside to a lot of this too. Circles under the eyes. And again, we're talking about the holistic side of things, mental, emotionally. Bitterness, resentment, hurt, self-condemnation, feeling unfulfilled, deep-seated grief, remorse. Okay, and in the dark circles, there could be dark circles under the eyes. That could have to do with adrenals. That could have to do with heart, the puffiness. If there's a lot of puffiness, it's urinary, kidney. So there, again, just, you know, look in the mirror, look at your own eyes, look at your own features of anything like this that can relate. Children not wanting to see what is going on in the family. There could be a lot of different problems with children, and could be very hard for them wanting to see what's going on in the family. We have cataract, not wanting to see the future, not seeing any future for yourself, failing to share your knowledge or skills. I mean, cataract surgeries are multiple every day, all over the world. This is massive. And do you know what cataract is? It's arthritis over the eyes. Treat it as if it is arthritis. If you take that same protocol on some of the things we've taught about, acid, alkaline, detoxification, how do you get lactic acid out of the cells? I mean, there's a variety of different things you could do to help reverse this. But if the body's pH, if the body is healing naturally on its own and you're giving it the right supports, you'll never get cataracts. Okay, cataract was not, when did it start? Around 1980s, not a lot before then. Okay, and I don't quote me on that because I haven't done my research thoroughly on that, but that hasn't always been an issue either, cataract. What does affect some of these conditions is the nutrition. It is our diet. We're going to go into some of that too. But most importantly is I want to point out the things that can really help, because a lot of times when we bring in the right nutrition, the right nutrients, then you'd crave the other stuff less and less. So blinking, you've had people, maybe you've seen people who like blink their eyes a lot. Always running out of time, which causes now wanting to see what you've done, wasting time in between opportunities. Like the nervous system is it's just racing all the time inside of them, and it's very hard for them to stay in the moment. But there's a lot that can be done with that, again, with these particular nutrients we're going to talk about. Bags under the eyes, holding on to incorrect concepts. Oh my gosh. And and controlling. I've seen this so much. And then we have stigmatisms. I am now willing to see my own beauty and magnificence. Trouble, fear of really seeing the self. And when I was young, I had serious stigmatisms. As I got older, they have become less. But again, we're back working on, let's go into some of the good nutrition that will help support some of these conditions. And then I'll go into a couple of these areas just a little more. So no matter what your condition is, I am going to suggest these supplements and herbs. If you're not sure if all of these are for you, or if you live locally and you want me to muscle test you, get the right dosage down for you, get which ones you really need. I probably would say vitamin E could be included in this, especially for macular degeneration. I would include the vitamin E in that as well. With the omegas, this is really important for eye and brain health. So you want to select whether it's your salmon or your tuna or sardines, okay? You want to select good quality if possible, so you're not building up too much of the mercury. But also you might do a supplement with your 3, 6, and 9 omegas, or make sure you have something that's high in the DHA. But this is really important if you're dealing with any type of eye condition, to make sure you have a good level of omegas. Vitamin C, same thing. We're dealing with free radicals. All of this helps with the antioxidants. All of this helps with the nerves and the free radicals. Zinc is a must, and lutein is, so in beta carotene, there are probably 600 at least, what they call, you could call them kind of cannabinoids, but it's all part of the beta carotene family. And this is one in particular. You can buy this separately, and it could be used for your eyes. So again, this has had some very positive studies, and it has studies depending where it came from. It may not help, but if it muscle tests strong, I would definitely use it. Now, look at these herbs. These are the primary herbs that are used for different health issues. The eyebright, ginkgo biloba, milk thistle, golden seal, and bilberry. Bilberry is phenomenal for anyone who has problems with night vision. It's phenomenal, okay? It can really help. So if you might need to take it, some people need a few weeks, maybe 5 to 6 weeks before they can tell a change. My uncle completely quit using his glasses when he took bilberry. He had such great results. My mom's night vision, when she was alive, bilberry was the one that improved it significantly. So any of these herbs are safe to take. Primarily, and we're going to talk about these few for an eye wash, but milk thistle works as a blood purifier. It really works to clean the liver out. And anytime you support the liver and the blood, a direct connection to the retina, direct connection to the iris. Okay. So an eye wash, I don't know if any of you have ever heard about an eye wash. Have you ever done an eye wash? I don't know. Yeah, you're shaking your head, Myra. You've done some, I saw you. You've done some eye washes. Okay, do you want to unmute and maybe share a second?
Oh, I mean, well, I mean, like I had pink eye that one time and I used Eye Bright and it helped.
Have you ever used tea bags over your eyes?
No, I never tried that.
Okay, so that's another option if you have an eye infection or you want to stimulate the circulation to your eyes. You can use your regular Lipton tea bag. You can use chamomile and you put it in hot water, hot water, just enough to get it wet and it's warm. And you put one tea bag over each eye.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's wonderful therapy. You know how you have those eye pillows and when you meditate and it's lavender and different things, but to work with eye infections, eye issues, I highly recommend using different herbs, tea bags, but just your basic Lipton tea.
Okay.
Works as an astringent. It helps to pull the toxins, especially depending on what condition you have. But if you have, I really recommend if you have floaters or you have macular degeneration, I would really, and again, we'd want to select the herb that would work best for you.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Judy.
Sure, thank you. So eye washes are a good thing to do. You can also use, there's a company called Miracle 2. They have a product with a neutralizer. It's called a neutralizer that makes a wonderful eye wash. A few drops of the silver that we have, that is a wonderful eye wash as well. Okay. So let's talk, share a little bit, and this is a good chart to keep up, because with the macular degeneration, it's becoming more and more common of all ages. Okay, and I want to read that, just some of the risk related to it. Okay, it used to be predominantly women. I'm seeing it change. Okay, it could be men and it could be women. It could be age related. It could be depending on what your addiction and your habits are. The alcohol, definitely, hard drugs. This was interesting. Antacids have a direct effect on that condition. Smoking, heart disease, high cholesterol, lighter color of eyes tend to be more drawn to this condition. Long-term exposure to direct sunlight, low levels of antioxidants, too much weight, and also toxins. So that is pretty amazing, you know, when because there is blood flow to all the vessels in the eyes that, you know, that affect our central vision. And what is really recommended, and I could tell you, I've seen this through the years. Number one, you want to make sure you're getting the right vitamins and the right dosage with the vitamins. Green leafy vegetables are a must. You're not going to OD on those. Kale, collard greens, mustard greens, spinach, dark green leafy vegetables are your antioxidants. You can juice them if you have any of these conditions. You can, I would absolutely juice every day and have a cup of these vegetables every day. I would use carrot juice as well, because that has beta carotene. And I mean, I go in and out of juicing, and I've been out of juicing for a while, and I've been wanting to, well, I'm getting tired of talking about it and just do it. I keep buying bags of carrots, and I keep buying this and this and that. I don't know if any of you do this. And then you find every reason why, oh, I just didn't have the time to do it. Okay. And it hits a point in life. You just got to start doing it if you want better results, to slow down that aging process, the degenerative process that does happen and comes with it. Another influence that makes it worse has to do with sugar. It has to do with saturated fats, and it has to do with eating too much meat. So, it takes making some of these dietary changes. And I like, oh, this is a beautiful slide Kimberly put together. So you might consider some of the whole grains, some of the nuts that have the healthier fats for us. Definitely egg yolks. Very interesting. Egg yolks are very good for your eyes. Okay, the berries, but especially the greens and the carrots. The richness of the different colors in your vegetables will give you that variety of nutrients for your eyes. And a good thing about talking about this today is it helps us to be mindful of what more could we do to keep working preventively. What out, and it's a good reminder for me. It's a good reminder to study and share some of this, so so we could keep raising the vibration instead of it's very easy to slip back into old habits fast, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and keeping a practice of, okay, what are things that I can really do that will help improve? Maybe this week you're just going to make 3 green drinks, okay, the rest of the week, or make a commitment, take an action that will make a difference. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. Okay, and minimizing and getting the toxins down in the body more is just a must. So now I want to talk about floaters. Oh yeah, this is great. Eye exercises. How powerful this is to not only balance out your own polarity, but it helps to strengthen your eyesight. It stimulates circulation. It helps bring in more oxygen. You breathe it at the same time as you do it. And look, what you do is you take your eyes to the left, hold it there, take it to the right, take your eyes, look up, look down, you keep your head straight. You don't turn your head this way. Keep your head straight, but your eyeballs move. Then you could look down at a corner, up at a corner in the room, over to another corner of the room, and you start moving your eyes and exercise them in every direction. You could sleep better. You might find it less stressful, even in your brain, to start moving your eyes. You might find a change even in your vision by starting to do eye exercises. You think about it. If you're sitting and waiting at a red light, you could do some eye exercises. If you're doing some, I don't know, cardio, you could do some eye exercises. You just sit there. It doesn't take long. It takes a few seconds to really move your eyeballs. It's not any different than if you don't exercise like your shoulders, or you don't exercise your neck, or any part of your body, the muscles and the nerves in there need moved. We get so sedentary of just doing things one way, okay? We just see things one way. No, we got to be open to see things from all possibilities and to move our eyes and exercise that in all directions. Okay, now I want to just talk briefly about floaters. So there are different types of floaters. And it could be black, they could be gray, they could be squiggly, it could be like cobwebs, it could be ring light, rings. And here's the thing with floaters, that it could mean different things. It could be from being diabetic, it could be from blood sugar imbalances, but floaters can also come from a brain injury. They can come from a time in your life where you had a pretty severe brain injury. And the fluid behind the eyes, it's funny because when I used to have floaters, I would move my eyes trying to look at them, and you can't, they move, okay, because it's in the fluid. And it's a type of protein, a collagen, that has accumulated and stuck onto some other substances in the fluid, and then it makes a floater. But it can, depending on if it's an injury, that part of the brain is stuck and may not completely heal, it could be less, then again, these certain vitamins, these that we're talking about, could really help with your eyes. And again, doing the eye exercises and getting the toxins down, liver cleansing. There are so many cases, studies where people have done liver cleanses that we've talked about on the YouTube before. And I think there is a YouTube about that with the liver cleanses, that again, that will clear up the majority of the floaters that a person may experience. So, and another part that affects our eyes could be what we're doing with always looking at a computer. The blue light, okay, and there are glasses that you could get. Kimberly is on the computer a lot. Taylor's on the computer an awful lot with graphics design. So we have glasses here that people use when they're on the computer excessively, and that really helps with the eye strain. So it could make a big difference in sleeping at night. You know, definitely whether you're looking at your phone too much, you may want to consider these glasses. They're very inexpensive. It can make a difference with headaches and definitely eye disease. So and again, here's another new thing, because our parents, they didn't have an issue with this. We didn't have the screens, the computer screens like we have today. And we didn't have the cell phones like we do today. And I remember when Orrin was especially working in college and just on the computer so much, you know, day and night for like 6 years, it was a real hard eye strain. Oh my gosh, and I think he tried the glasses, you know, you have to be comfortable with them, but then they're not prescription either. Maybe you can get them in prescription, but they do have the ones that fit on your glasses. I tried them, they're yellow. That was a lot to get used to. So I'm not sure, I'm not a real pro at that one. But anyways, but some of let's see, the next screen, we'll talk about if you are on the computer a lot, it's really important that you take your breaks. from how are you sitting, what's the lighting that you have, get up, walk around, blink, your eyes, because you could end up staring so strongly, but you want to move away from that and give yourself frequent breaks instead of just hours just staring at a screen. So this is, a little bit of what we have tonight to help you to become more mindful of about your own eye health, and how do you feel about things, that you're looking at. How do you emotionally see things? I remember this was several years ago. I was at one of Wayne Dyer's retreats, seminars, and Ram Dass was there. And it was so beautiful. This was after he had a stroke, and he was in a chair, and he was just starting to talk a little, get his speech back. And he was talking about just looking at the wall and appreciating the beauty and appreciating the paint that was on the wall. It was some kind of old hotel paint. I don't know what it was. And he was able to feel and see the beauty, like being able to look and see the beauty of whatever it is, we're looking at. Whether I remember in the highway, Simi Valley, driving from Simi Valley to Bakersfield one day, the traffic was horrendous. Actually, it was so hot. It was just a miserable moment. And who I was with said, "Oh my gosh, look at the beautiful flower in the middle of the road. Look at the beautiful tree." What shifting our eyesight, shifting our focus has a direct effect on something that could be more positive and more healing for us. Like how we look at something. It's so funny how we can all look at the same thing and have a whole different experience, right? But are we seeing the good in it? Are we seeing the beauty in it? Are we open to seeing how beautiful that is? There was an artist I met a number of years ago, and she would look at paintings, and she would see the beauty in pretty much everything, even if it was just a line. I'm like, how does she do that? Okay, it's a practice of looking for the good, looking for the beauty. What do we, and if you don't like what you see around you, what can you change? And I remember Louise Hay talking about this. Why have anything around you don't like what you're looking at? And I'm not talking about the person, at this moment. I'm talking about, okay, what are your walls the color you like? Do you have around you what feels good and what you like to see every day? This is part of why we do vision boards. What we see every day, and what we look at every day, we draw to us in life. So if any of you have any eye issues, okay, that you're experiencing, say affirmations. I have 20/20 vision. Call in your perfect eyesight. Call in the beauty. I see beauty in everything that I'm looking at. May not be 100%. The idea is have the practice, have the goal to improve things the best you can. Any feedback, any thoughts, anything anybody wants to share? I have my eye on you. That is just, I love that. How we look at things through a window, our own introspection of ourselves and it's all in the attitude, and it's all in how do we perceive seeing something. And I like what Dorian Dale would talk about, just, expect the best, see the best. How are we looking at it with our own eyes? We all have, what is it? The eye, it's in the beauty is in, what is that saying? What is that, Linda?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So maybe the rest of the evening, maybe rest of the week, we can just keep that in mind.
You know what, Judy, there is one thing, just with the chart that you had talking about just how grief itself affects our bodies. We can't fool our bodies. We might be able to fool our minds, but we cannot fool our bodies. The symptoms are there. It's up to us to recognize them and be willing to heal them.
So Linda, what have you noticed? What have you seen, especially, people going through grief, with the connection to the body? Do you notice that as well affecting their eyes?
Yeah, that it's an unwillingness to accept what is. And it's, not being able to sleep, not being able to concentrate. They will read something and they can't even tell you what they just read. Or they can't focus on what's right in front of them.
So
that's a big one.
That's the big one. Focus on what you're seeing, and to be that present. That's a real good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I think we're going to wrap it tonight, up for tonight, because as always, or lately, we have our snowstorm. So this is another good blessing to be together, and I hope all of you continue to do really, really well and see the beauty that you have within yourself, see the beauty that's around you. And next week will be the healing session with the Tesla biogenerators, and then we'll resume our educational class the following Wednesday. So have a great evening, and thank you all for joining.
Hi, Judy.
Bye-bye. Talk with you again.
Hi, everyone. It was great seeing you.
Bye. Thanks, Judy. Bye,
Bye.
Oren.